Gentlemen, do not take these kind of pictures. Okay, anyway. All right, so today we are back for my first social commentary, slightly bitchy video. This video is going to be a little bit bitchy, but it's actually more intended to be funny. So, not here to offend for a change. And today we're going to talk about profile pictures in your different dating apps and the 5 worst types of profile pictures that you can take that are going to give you an automatic swipe left, which for those of you guys who are not on Tinder is the bad swipe, the no thank you. So I was talking with my friend Matt the other day, and we were talking about profile pictures that we see on like Tinder or Grindr or Scruff or whatever, and the moment we see this picture, no matter how hot we think the guy is, it's an automatic fail, just because these kind of pictures are either too overdone, too cliche, tacky, maybe vulgar, whatever the reason might be. So we're going to go over those 5 types. I'm going to tell you guys how you could maybe do something similar that is going to work better, that is going to get the message across without being so And then at the very end, for those of you guys who are interested, I thought, you know, if I'm going to be here and I'm going to critique other people's profile pictures, at the very end, we're going to go over my Scruff profile. I'll show you guys the pictures I have, and then you guys can comment on those and let me know if you guys think, hey, you're complaining about other people's pictures, but yours are just as bad or just as obnoxious, and what you guys would change about them. And maybe I'll even go over my actual profile with you guys. And actually, no, I can't do that because I just realized I'm taping from my phone and I don't have any way to access my profile. So I'll put the profile up and you guys can read through it if you want, but I'm not going to be able to read it with you guys. Okay, so counting down from least obnoxious to most obnoxious. So in spot number 5, and this is actually something that my friend Matt did not think is as bad as me. So this is something that I just personally find an automatic fail in the picture. And that is if you are taking a selfie or a shirtless pic, or where I actually see it the most often is if you are taking nude pics, dick pic or whatever, make sure that your surrounding area that is captured in the picture is clean and organized. So I don't know how many, I've been, part of the gay community now for what, 10-ish years or so. And in that time, I have been sent a plethora, especially dick pictures, where the person is in their bathroom and the toilet looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a month. Or they're standing in front of their mirror in their bedroom and there's just garbage and dirty socks and clothing laying everywhere. And I'm sorry, you guys, fail. That is an automatic fail. If I see that, I cannot focus on what you're trying to show me and how amazing you think it is. Regardless if that's your face, your body, or your dick, or whatever it is, I'm sorry, not cute. You should try in your profile to maybe not completely change the way you are. Maybe you are just naturally somebody who's a little bit messy, but it'd probably be a good idea. Just kind of put your best foot forward. So same, if you take a picture of yourself, a selfie in the bathroom with no shirt, maybe clean down the counter, maybe wipe down your mirror. I mean, I don't know how many selfies I've seen and there's just like smudges of toothpaste in the counter and it just doesn't look, and it just doesn't, it's just not a turn on. Like this is an automatic swipe left. So I definitely recommend before you take a picture, think of your surroundings. If you really don't want to clean up, go into a place that does look a little bit more clean, and that would be a problem solved. Okay, number 4. This is a picture. I understand why some people use it because I think it's a picture that is used a lot by closeted men, but it is the bare torso, no head, no nothing else. You guys, this is just a bad picture. It doesn't really tell people anything. So I can kind of understand if you send a nude picture that doesn't have ahead, if you and the other person are literally only looking to hook up, maybe that person is really only looking for somebody who has a nice body and is very well hung or has a huge butt or whatever. If the genital area is included, okay, it can probably get its job done. But I don't know anybody, including myself, who is so attracted to just a chest that everything else becomes irrelevant. It becomes irrelevant what the head looks like. It becomes irrelevant what the genitals look like. It becomes irrelevant. The picture literally just is a fail. I mean, it's like, here you go, a torso. And for one thing, there's no way of even knowing, is this your torso? Is this a torso you downloaded from the internet? It's just a fail. Do not put headless torso pictures in your profile. If you are closeted, try to think of something else. Take a picture of you, maybe full body, but looking away, and people just see like the side of your face or the back of your head or something. At least it's somewhat interesting to look at. Okay, number 3. And both me and Matt and I, we agreed on this. And that is pictures of you with your dog. When this first started, these kind of pictures were definitely wins. Somebody would be like, oh, look how cute you are with your puppy. But now it's just become very cliche, and the app dating market has been completely flooded with these pictures, where it's almost every gay man has a picture of them holding their little puppy, and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm cute, or I'm friendly. In and of itself, this is not a bad picture, but now it's, to me, when I see profiles like this, it just, to me, has become kind of like boring and cliche. Like, it just kind of strikes me as, okay, this person really didn't know what kind of picture to put in his profile. He's seen a lot of profiles where somebody's holding their dog, so they're like, I'm gonna do that same picture. It just doesn't seem interesting. It's like, there's so many millions of things that you can do in photography that you don't need to do the same thing that everybody else is doing. Not saying that puppies aren't cute and that you aren't potentially cute too, but I just think that sort of picture has just been way overdone. Move on, think of something else to do. Okay, number 2. This is, for me personally, one of the worst types of pictures. And that is just an automatic swipe left. And that is any sort of picture that implies that you enjoy sucking dick or eating ass. So there's just so many pictures where you see people and, like, the pictures of them holding a banana and they're like, or sucking on a lollipop, or or I don't know, maybe like doing something like this. If it's you guys, this is just tacky. This is probably the most bitchy part of the video. We're all gay men. We all love sucking dick. It's basically implied. And if that is just something that you are so into, there's this weird fine line in the gay community where I think there is being accepting of your own sexuality and your sexual likes, and being empowered by being able to be honest about it and be like, I'm a top, I'm a bottom, I like being dominated, I like being dominant, I like feet, I like whatever all the different kind of fetishes are, I like leather. There's this thin line of, it's empowering that you can admit and stand by what you like, and then it goes into where it's just tacky and vulgar, and you basically just become a parody of yourself. Don't become a parody of yourself. There's so many ways that you can let people know that you enjoy oral sex, or that you enjoy topping, or that you enjoy leather, that are less graphic and vulgar, in my opinion. Other people, they might like it when somebody, but to me, to me, it's just automatically tacky. You just kind of reduced yourself to only your sexuality. this kind of aligns with, for me also, when you see profiles where it's like, I just saw this like 2 or 3 days ago. And when I was talking with Matt, because we were looking at profiles together, and this one person, he called himself Bitch Bottom Boy. You have now kind of turned yourself into only being one aspect. Like, you've taken away all of your character, all of like who you are, and literally just been, and just what you're putting out there in the world is, I am literally only a piece of meat. I have no feelings, I have no interests, I have no character. I am just this piece of meat to be used for sexual gratification. And then it leaves the realm of being empowered, and it goes into the realm of, do you not have any self-respect? Do you not have any self-worth to basically go out in the world and be like, just stick your dick in my mouth. That's all I am. That's all, it becomes degrading, for a lack of a better word. So, take a picture of yourself, just a normal picture. In your bio, you can say, they always, in all these apps, they have bios where you can write, and you can be like, I am looking for a hookup. I predominantly like oral sex, where I'm the person receiving it. And that is already such a completely different message, and it just comes across so absolutely different to people. You have retained your self-worth and your self-respect, and still been open and honest about what your preferences and what your interests are. And it just has a completely different feeling. So absolutely, you guys, do not put pictures in your profile that are very sexually graphic and explicit. It is just not sexy, and it's a complete turnoff. Okay, and the number one picture that is just a complete swipe left. And I know I'm going to offend a lot of people with this because it's so popular, but for me, it's just so... Ugh. Do not take pictures of yourself in the gym without your shirt on, or even worse, wearing one of those spaghetti strap t-shirts that basically cover nothing. Like, your nipples are hanging out. I mean, you can see the entirety. I just hate those kind of shirts anyway. To me, again, it's... Then just be shirtless. Just be shirtless. Like, these kind of shirts, I don't see the point. I just think for me personally, I just think they're really a complete turnoff and not sexy whatsoever. But just don't do that in the gym. What my friend Matt and I were talking about was kind of like, you can take shirtless pictures. If you work out a lot and you're proud of your body and you're proud of your physique and you want to show it off, and you feel like you're going to get the kind of attention that you want from it, good, more power to you. But everything has a time and a place. If you want to have a shirtless picture, do it in a setting where it doesn't seem so forced. Even if it's in the gym changing room, it's kind of like, okay, people change in the changing room. It makes sense for you to be shirtless. If you're at a beach, if you're at a pool party, if you're at home in your bedroom and you're laying in bed, these are places where it's like, yeah, these are places where you would probably naturally be walking around shirtless. Take a shirtless picture. Show people what you got. You're proud of your body. Good for you. You put in a lot more effort than I'm willing to do. I'm freaking lazy. I hate going to the gym. The feeling is already so different. Nobody walks around inside the gym shirtless because it is so douchey. It would be such a douchey thing to do. So don't take pictures of yourself like that. And if you have one of those spaghetti shirts, personally, I think throw it in the garbage. Just no. If you want to show people your chest and your nipples, just be shirtless. Do not wear one of those shirtless pictures. One of those. I can't even tell you guys. I'm sorry. Like, when I see somebody wearing that kind of, it's just super bitchy again. Sorry for those of you guys who love those shirts, but I see that and automatically in my head, I just think of all the things that just, to me, come across as being very douchey. Like Ed Hardy clothes, or that's actually the first thing that comes to mind. Like Ed Hardy, or like overly like distressed fancy jeans with pockets and zippers. I just feel like it just comes across so put on. Like, I don't know. Don't like it. Automatic swipe left. Okay, so that is the 5 profile pictures I think we should not be putting in our profiles anymore. Toss them out. If you have one of those, think of it as a, whoops, that was a mistake of my youth, and now go and put something else in. Okay, so for those of you guys who haven't been completely offended and annoyed by my personal feedback, now I will upload my own profile pictures and we can go through and you guys can tear those apart and tell me if you think they're good, they're bad, they're even worse than what I've complained about, because I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy. If I rip into you, then you get to rip into me. That sounded really dirty. If I can critique you, you can critique me. That's just the way I roll. Okay, so let's look at my first picture. All right, so this was a selfie I took when I was still living in Thailand. That picture is about 3 years old now at this point. Laying in bed, woke up one morning, and I remember just waking up that morning and thinking, wow, I am having such a good hair day, and I just really wanted to keep that because I generally don't have good hair days. On the contrary, I'm more often than not have days like this. So I was like, I want to definitely have a picture when I'm having a good hair day. So I took a selfie. And yes, this picture has a filter to make me look more tan because I, in reality, am the palest human being you ever saw. Okay, picture 2. This is actually a picture that my friend Matt would probably tell me he hates because I am doing something, and this is actually something that I think a lot of people hate. And my personal prediction is if any of you guys are going to say any nasty thing about any of my pictures, it's going to be this one. Because I am doing the duck lips pose, which a lot of people don't like. And I can see why a lot of people don't like it. And yet I'm doing it in this picture. Yeah, what else to say about this? This is while I was living in Azerbaijan. And again, I thought I had a really nice hair day and I did the duck lips. So potentially a failure in terms of profile pictures. Picture 3. Okay, this is me when I was in Hong Kong and I was just trying to look cutesy. I don't know what else to say to that picture. Yeah, I was trying to look cute, so I made a little pouty face. Picture 4. Okay, this is when I was in Turkmenistan at the Devil's Gateway, or I think is the name, Devil's Cave. I forget what the name of that place was. And the reason I added this picture is because I actually hate the way I look when I smile. Because I feel like I have really, really small eyes, and when I smile, I feel like my, I don't know if you can see it, like I feel like my eyes completely, okay, that doesn't even look like a smile. That looks more like I'm okay. So you see, like, I feel like my eyes disappear. I just don't like my smile. I don't think I have a nice smile. And in this picture, because it was like from the side and I'm smiling and I'm like, okay, this is a picture that kind of shows my smile. And I don't hate how my smile looks in this picture. So that's why I added this one. I will say that picture, because of the way the jacket, like the wind came and the jacket poofed up, sometimes I'm like, that picture makes me look super fat though, which I don't like so much. Okay, and my last picture, picture 5. This is probably what I would say for me the sexiest picture I would feel comfortable putting online. I already told you guys I'm actually relatively modest. I don't share nude pictures. I think very rarely even share topless pictures. Not even topless. I don't even think it's called topless for men. Shirtless pictures. Just because I'm just very modest about my body. Like the way I was raised and the way my personal morality works, and this is not to shame other people or say this is the superior way or the bad way. It's just the way I personally work. My nude body is only intended for 2 people, myself and the person I'm dating, for nobody else. So I really kind of struggled when I was like, should I put this picture online? I feel like it's showing a little bit more than I'm generally comfortable with. But yeah, it's me in a bed reading. Yep. So that is it. Oh, and real quick, I will put up my actual profile, what I wrote. So you guys will see this now if you guys are interested. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read it. So maybe I'll put it down, and then in the description box, I'll do like a copy and paste job, and you guys can read over what I wrote in my profile, and you guys can tell me if you think, your profile sounds very douchey, or your profile sounds really dumb. I would add this, I would take this out. You know, I definitely think I'm somebody who's kind of on the fringe here, just because I am a gay man who is pretty modest, pretty conservative, and not that open about my sex life. Like I said in the beginning, I think it is great to be able to own your sexuality and your sexual preference to a degree. I think that's empowering to say I like this and to not feel shame for it. I wish I could be in that place. I definitely come from a very conservative family, and we were definitely raised under the thumb of shame. So I admit I am not somebody who's not that comfortable with throwing my body and my sexuality and my sex preferences out there in the world. So for some of you guys, my profile might be a little bit too tame or boring because I'm not really sharing enough of who and what I am. So, hey, all right, so that's the video. I grilled you guys. Now you guys get the chance to grill me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with the kind of photos that I think are not appropriate and swipe lefts and not interested type of photos, or if you disagree, why you disagree. You guys are allowed to disagree. Of course, leave it in the comments if you disagree. I would prefer, again, if you leave comments, make it about the topic. Don't use it as a way to attack me because maybe you don't like me or whatever. I generally don't find those kind of comments helpful. But otherwise, yeah, if you don't agree, tell me why. That'd be interesting. And if you have any suggestions for me to make my profile better, more interesting, what you guys would change, that is, of course, also welcome. And don't forget, you guys, I now have an email, toshitower2020@protonmail.com. I've started hearing from several of you guys, and it's very nice to kind of get to know you guys better also, and not just, me babbling about the things that I care about. So that's it. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.